voices, they're all in my head. All in my, all in my, jump. All in my, I'm stuck with these voices, they're all in my head. Somebody call the doctor, I think I'm seeing double. On my shoulder is a monster, think that I'm in trouble. Nobody got medicine, no one got a cure. So I'll keep on running till I know what for. Oh, should I take a drag? I wish that I could stop. Keep bailing on my friends cause I can't get out of bed. My demons shut it down and they opened up shop. Now I'm stuck with these voices, they're all in my head. Voices, they're all in my head. All in my, all in my, jump. All in my, I'm stuck with these voices, they're all in my head. Yeah. There ain't no arrival, no destination. Nothing's gonna free me from my imagination. There ain't no finish line, no door that opens that's gonna liberate me from my sense of broken. Oh shit, have you ever thought that you don't know it all, feeling better off dead? Oh shit, I wish you would've called, cause I found out these voices are all in my head. Voices, they're all in my head.
What the fuck?
There's smoke in the sky again, so I'm getting high again. Take another hit to the diaphragm. I never drew the diagram, how to deal with this shit, so I still and lie again. Whoa, you're my dream, you're my nightmare. Life is a bitch, she don't fight fair. Leave you right there, I was hoping that you'd notice my despair. Run away from the pain, I don't care. Cause first day in sight, the violence. Turn around and then they invite the silence. Burn it down and I think I need some guidance. The kids don't stand a chance. No, the kids don't stand a chance. Old man, trouble back again, fucking up my plans. Like oh no, I'm back to the back again, getting fucked up again. Oh no, old man, trouble back again. Thought I had the upper hand. Oh no, I'm back to the back again, getting fucked up again. Oh no, this cycle is repetitive. Sex, rock and roll, sedatives. Degenerates need medicine. Spend money for the hell of it. I don't give a fuck what they selling like I'm celibate. No, and I know I'm a piece of shit. Should've learned by now. Peace needed quick or a piece of it. In school they ain't teaching it. Each of us trying to find release, but it seems a bit slow. First day in sight, the violence. Turn around and then they invite the silence. Burn it down. I think I need some guidance. The kids don't stand a chance. No, the kids don't stand a chance. Old man, trouble back again, fucking up my plans. Like oh no, I'm back to the back again, getting fucked up again. Oh no, old man, trouble back again. Thought I had the upper hand. Oh no, I'm back to the back again, getting fucked up again. Oh no, I drink, smoke, whatever you selling, I'm a sick joke. My president's a felon and I can't cope. I'm in love with the pain, so I stick poke with my kin folk. Give me drink, smoke, whatever you selling, I'm a sick joke. My president's a felon and I can't cope. I'm in love with the pain. We taking on the system cause it broke. never get free. Lamb to the slaughter. What you gon' do when there's blood in the water? The price of your greed is your son and your daughter. What you gon' do when there's blood in the water? Look me in my eyes, tell me everything's not fine. All the people ain't happy, and the river has run dry. You thought you could go free, but that system is done for. If you listen real closely, there's a knock at your front door. You'll never get free, lamb to the slaughter. What you gon' do when there's blood in the water? The price of your greed is your son and your daughter. What you gon' do when there's blood in the water? When there's blood in the water. Admit you were toxic. You poisoned me just for another dollar in your pocket. Now I am the violence, I am the sickness. Won't accept your silence, beg me for forgiveness. We'll never get free, lamb to the slaughter. What you gonna do when there's blood in the water? The price of your greed, your son and your daughter. What you gonna do when there's blood in the water? When there's blood in the water. When there's blood in the water.
What's going on, guys? Let's get down to this howitzer class PvP build for the Magicka Necromancer. Character. Here are our attributes. Here are our recoveries, spell damage, and resistance. Let me buff up for y'all. And there's our spell damage and max resistance. I went with the Mundus the Mage just for a bigger shield, a little bit more damage on the max Magicka, but you could do the Lady, you could do the Lover, the Lord. You could also go Thief. I don't recommend Shadow because we're not at 50%. If you pass 50%, yeah, go Shadow, but since we're under 50%, spell critical, the Thief will work out. So try those out. I have, and they do pretty good. I just ended up using the Mage, probably because I got lazy from changing it all the time. Food is smoked bear haunch for the recoveries and the max health. But you could also use Bewitched Sugar Skulls is another one that I used. And since Slaughterables also our Spell Power Pot. And our Essence of Detection for 20 seconds for those pesky Nightblades. Let's get into the gear. Bait Strength Perfected Infernal Staff. And it is sharpened. If you don't like poisons, I'm using poisons right now for, you know, the werewolves out there. It is double dot poison. You can unequip and use shock damage. But since there's a lot of werewolves out there, I use double dot poison. Our back bar is Frost Staff for Marauders of Marauders Haste. And we'll activate this only on our back bar. Escapist Poison will be on it. Grants Unstoppable for 2 seconds, and it marks Night Blades. You could use any Escapist Poison, but I think Escapist on the back bar is pretty good. It's 1 piece heavy, 6 light. So all the big pieces are infused. Infused with Triglyph. And I went with Valkynscoria just for the extra spell pen, just for a little bit more damage. But you could go with anyone that you see fit. Marauder's Haste on the back bar, 1 on chest infused. Small pieces are all well fitted. In this case, it'll be Clarions, well fitted. And you have this for, you know, the extra burst, because in this meta you need a little bit burst. Unless you're running 2 damage sets, you have to run a proc. There's no way around it. Unless you're in a group, and then you could, you know, either run dual procs or dual damage sets, and you'll be fine. You'll do the damage and you'll kill people basically. But I mean, if you want to get away, you can't not have Marauder's Haste. It's a must. Oh, we got Torque of Tonal Constancy, and it's infused with spell damage, and this is what keeps me alive most of the time when I'm running out of Magicka or stamina. It just works so well in this build, this fast class. And so right now, as you saw, I'll go into our character real quick. Max recovery is 1909. Let me it's at 2521. Now it's at 3263. And same thing with the stamina recovery is 1268 right now. I'm gonna run out of Magicka. 1763. And it is needed for the amount of dodge rolling and heals that you're going to be putting up. And our rings are Marauder's Haste, infused. I went Triglyph just for the max health recovery. It helps out, and then especially with the Magicka and stamina. But if you want, you could also do infused spell damage. I just think the recoveries help out a lot when you're open world, or even in BGs where you don't have the CP to help you out. Skills, this is what I run. Feel free in the comments to ask. We'll give a flex spot, but for the most part it's race against time, dampen magic, or heal, burst heal. We do get minor defile when we heal, and it's reduced by 8%, but that is why on our back bar we do have powered, increase healing by 8%, so it kind of negates it. You could go defending, it's up to you. Spirit Guardian for 10% extra damage, transfer to Spirit instead. And Summoner for the major resolve and spell resistance, physical resistance. And you really do need these up all the time. That's how you become a little bit extra tankier. If any of these drop, especially, you know, your summoner's armor, you're gonna be in trouble. Temporal Guard for the minor protection, but it helps also when you're running around, and you'll see in my clips also if you haven't seen any. As you're running around, you know, go back to the area that you were, and as fast as you are, it makes a good distance if it's not messing up. Front bar, Glacial Colossus, Elemental Drain, Stalking Blastbone, Dead in Pain. This is a flex spot. I always switch this, either Dead in Pain to get the major protection and damage taken, or you could use also Mystic Siphon, deal damage, dot damage, and restore Magicka. And while you're slotted, you do increase damage. This is what I had it on actually. And I'll just show you what it looks like real quick. So there's our bait strum right there, and as soon as there's a corp on the ground, you got 2 dots on somebody. So that helps out, and it procs Florians as well. Yay. But if you want a little bit more expunge and modify to reduce abilities, reduce the cost by 3%, you could use that one. Or even restoring tether and get a heal over the 12 seconds and increase healing by 3%. Front bar, for our stun, I am using Ghostly Embrace. It does a lot. It snares people for 7 seconds for 30%, immobilizes for 6, and stuns for 5. That's a pretty big stun for 5 if they don't have any. And then on top of that, minor maim for 7 seconds, reducing their damage done. So stack that with your back bar with all the damage reduction it has. But if you're new to this build, I do suggest running Destructive Clinch until you get used to the build. And in fact, you could go Crushing Shock, and that's just to get used to the running around. Maybe you need to put your shield up, and maybe you don't know what to do. You could just get them off of you, right? And then Crushing Shock for the interrupt also works, right? But I have it the other way around because I just think Ghostly Embrace, when used correctly, and it is hard to use, has a lot of potential versus Flame Clinch that just knocks them back really and doesn't do that much damage. And the knockback, they're pretty close to you, so if they break it, they're just still right in your face. And I do have Ricochet Skull on this just for the extra damage, 20%, and bounces around. And the Gravelord increases crit chance by 40% when they're under 25%. So this is what I run. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave it in the comment section. I'll try to respond to you because there's really a lot that you could do. You could change a lot, but this is how I am running it. And so this is everything that I have on there. Destruction staff. I don't have restoration staff. When you block, you want to block with your magic side and not your stamina, because you need your stamina for the dodge rolls and break freeze. There's your light armor. Heavy armor, I don't even have it all the way, but don't really need it, I don't believe. These are the 3 passes that you're going to need. Sigic Order, Assault, and Support. I am a High Elf. You could use Mage's Guild abilities. I don't even have it unlocked here. Let's go to the CP. Here's the tower. Feel free to change this up as you see fit. I put 120 for the wind running, increase the movement speed, and then as you're sprinting, increase health and magic recovery. Tumbling, a lot of dodge roll. Shadow Ward, the reduce cost of block by 14%. The Apprentice. I went 120 on the H&R just to get tactician, so when you're dodge rolling, which I am, you could set people off balance and hit them a little bit hit them a little bit harder. But everything else is pretty good. Butcher, repulse state, retaliation. Oh, nothing in the ritual. In the steed, we want the reinforced, an extra damage shield helps out. Light armor focus, hardy, elemental defender. We want the unchained passive, so when we break free and dodge roll, we could save some stam right there. Nothing in the Lord, so feel free to switch this up. And CP it won't matter either, because this build does great in there. That's it, guys. Hope you enjoy this howitzer class, artillery class build, and have fun while you're doing it. You'll be pretty fast, pretty hard to catch. And I'll see you out there.